Hello, welcome to my channel. This is joritahbetty again with another video which is about why God might have ended your relationship. Most of the times our relationships tend to end and we start blaming our friends, we start blaming our family, we start blaming God and all that. Yet maybe it's something different. So I invite you to continue and follow up the video. You watch it and until the end. I've made only 5 of the reasons as to why you might have ended your relationship. Now, before I continue, I'm requesting you, please, if you've not yet subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. At the right, there is a button for subscription. And in case you want always to get more new videos from me, to be notified whenever I upload, please do click on bell. And another thing, please like my video. Okay, I know the reason as to why you're here, because you really have ever been heartbroken at some point. And let me tell you, we are not different. I've ever also been heartbroken. It wasn't easy during that time. I remember crying. I remember hating myself. I hated my friends. I hated God at some point. Can you imagine hating the Creator? It wasn't easy. And at some point, I started praying so hard because I wanted God to bring back my ex. I was like, God, is it okay for you to bring back him? Because I want him. He's good for me, and all that. I cried. I hated God. I told him, why did you do this to me? And I waited for some time. Nothing happened. My ex never came back. And I cried. But after all, I started looking for reasons as to why. Why did God end this relationship? Sometimes we tend to make things work the way we want them to work. You get it? And you start being like, we are meant to be, this person is mine, yet God wants the better for you. You know what? After some time, after soaking myself in tears, I realized that really God had not made this person my one and only, like the person I'm supposed to get married to. I learned that in a hard way, but I had to, and I had to accept it. I had to believe it. You get it? Most of the times we are there and we're like, God, I want you, like, you go to pray, but you want a yes from him. We don't want to hear a no from him. But remember, God's no is a powerful no. When he says it, he really, really, really mean it. You get it? Because he knows that is not good for you. It's the same with parents. Like, sometimes a child can come crying because they want to play with a knife or they want to play with fire. Because the parent knows that is not good, they will always be like, don't play with the fire. Don't play with that knife. Don't do this. You get it? Because they want you to be protected. But sometimes God is protecting us and we don't want to listen. You get it? So today I'm going to talk about the reasons I know why God ended my relationship or your relationship. I know in one of these points there is one which really is going to answer you today, and I'm just asking you, get something to drink, maybe a cup of coffee, a glass of juice, and you sit and listen to me. Enjoy. My first point is infatuation. When you go to the dictionary, infatuation, it means just an admiration or just a short-lived passion. Sometimes I've realized people go in what they call love, which is not actually love, because of infatuation. What do I mean? Some people can fall for someone because if it's a lady, because she has, maybe big hips or a big back or maybe nice hair, nice talk, the voice, the way they walk and all that. And if it's a guy, you can find a lady asking them, why do you like that guy? because he has the six packs, because he has that wide chest and all that, which actually is not going to work because it's just a short-lived thing. What if the guy gets an accident? What if they fall sick or whatever and that disappears? What will happen? It means the relationship is not going to go on. And which is different from love, because love is in the dictionary it says that it's a strong passion. You get it? You have passion for someone, you really love them, like it comes deep down inside of you. When they ask you why do you like that person, you have reasons, like you've already learned about their weakness, their strength, so because you know all the weaknesses and all that, however much someone annoys you, you will still love that person. You get it? Which is different from infatuation. Infatuation, if someone has done something bad or you've quarreled, it means you are going to break up because I can't take it anymore. Actually, I didn't love the person anyway. You get it? So it's the same thing with that. And if you want to read more about this, you can go in 1 Corinthians chapter 13. You'll find it there. Trust me, infatuation is one of the reasons as to why God can decide to end your relationship. My number 2 point is about you making the relationship an idol to you. Remember, the book of God seriously warns us about idolatry. You get it? You can go and read more about Zechariah chapter 10 verse 2, which talks about idolizing other things. What do I mean? Sometimes you find like it cannot even be a man. If you put like all the time you're chasing money and you love money more than God, it means money is your idol. Then if we go back to a relationship, if I make my man like more than anything, I don't want anyone to talk about him, I don't want to go to do anything, I don't want to pray, I no longer want to create time for God, I don't want to do anything, all the time I want to look up to the guy, it means I've made him an idol. And God hates that. Remember, the Bible tells us very clearly that our God is a jealousy God. So if I'm idolizing the guy, it means God is going to do away with one of the things, like to make me go back to the track. And still, if I'm idolizing something, or I'm worshiping it too much, it means I'm not going to give God time. So, and what God wants is us to have a relationship with Him. So that might also be a point as to why God ended that relationship, because it wasn't going to work anyway. You were not going to do anything. It's not only to you but also to other things, like you're not going to concentrate at your workplace, you're not going to concentrate in a ministry, you're not going to give time to other things because you're just on one thing. You get it? So that means God is going to do what? God is going to end the relationship. My number 3 is that God must have also ended your relationship or my relationship because you've not mastered love yet. You can read 1 John chapter 4 verse 8 and 17, and then you will tell me. But before I continue, let me put a pause. How do you understand love? How do you know love? Most of the people think that they know love, but in actual sense, they don't know. That's what I realized. I thought I knew it, but I didn't know. And I've realized most people think that love means a man and a woman being in a relationship, and others think actually it's sex. I remember there is a friend of mine, a guy, who told me that for him, if he is in a relationship with a girl and a girl doesn't allow him to sleep with her, that means the girl doesn't love him. So what if every girl you're going to call or move around with, they are going to accept to sleep with you? Will it mean that they all love you? I don't think so. Because that means that even you're saying maybe the prostitutes, whenever they sleep with other guys, they love them. No, they are looking at the money thing, you get it? So it's the same thing. So sometimes you find that God is saying you still need to know more things. You need to explore. You need to find out what really love is. Because seriously, my friends, love is something too deep. It's really something you have to go into deep, because love means however much someone has gone broke, you will still be with them. However much those people have changed, you will still remember them in a way you found them. Like you always love them, however much they've gone broke, they've problems have come in. I've seen ladies, like, they go, I love the guy, they even make an introduction, they wed, and in 3 months time they are nowhere to be seen. Why? Because it wasn't love. And the book of the Bible talks clearly about God is love. Like, you know about it in John 3:16, where it says that for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whoever believes in him will have what? An everlasting life. And that is why he gave us his only son, and that is why actually Jesus accepted to go on a cross to die for us. That is the love I'm talking about. So God always ends sometimes relationships because he wants us to know what true love means. Number 4, God might have ended the relationship because he is protecting you. Remember, God is our protector. God is our dad. God loves us. He's a loving God. He's a kind God. He's a faithful God. He's all that. And when he sees that maybe his son or his daughter is getting involved in a relationship, and he knows maybe where the relationship is going to go, maybe this person will hurt you, so much, because people are different. For you might feel like you can't break someone's heart, but there are some people who have their reasons. Maybe they had bad experience in their relationships, and whenever they find any person, they want to do the same. They want to break them, they want to hurt them, and for them they are so cold, like their hearts are cold. You get it? So sometimes God ends relationships because he wants to protect you. He doesn't want you to get hurt. He loves you, he cares for you. And mostly, like, if you're praying to him, if you're talking to him, remember, sometimes you can be like, God, get for me the good person. You're praying, God, get me the good man, or get me the good woman, or God, be the leader, lead me into this. I'm going forward into getting into a new relationship. Please guide me. So he's guiding you, he's helping you. He doesn't want you to fall into a ditch. You get it? So we have to understand that things happen because of a reason. Nothing happens without a reason. My number 5, also God might have ended your relationship, because he is preparing you for something big, because he has better plans for you. Now let's say you've been praying, and God, because the Bible tells us God knows our future, like he planned everything before we were even put in our mother's wombs. It's in Jeremiah. And now let's say he has found you, he has brought you guy, he's ready to take you, but he finds you again, you're with another guy. What will happen? That means he's going to leave out the other, and he leaves you to go with this one. So if he sees that someone is entering, let's say he planned that maybe Betty is going to get married to Greg, and then out of the blue I'm dating Alex. What will happen? It will be like, oh, I have to get Alex out of the way so that Greg comes in. Or it's a guy, and you've been thinking that maybe Alice is the good person, and for him, he wants you to take Petra. You get it? He will create a way for you. He will get rid of the other person so that he can bring the person he planned for you. And also remember, whenever we are praying for like a relationship or what, we always ask, you can ask God, God, please bring the right person for me. I want my one and only person you planned for me, the one you want me to get married to. You get it? So then you pray that for him. He has noted, the angels have noted that Jorita wants a man to get married to, a man who is in God's plans. So that means the other person will be got rid of, so that the new person comes in. So always let us appreciate whatever happens to you in your relationship. Don't lose hope. God has the better plans for you, and he knows the reason as to why he's ending that relationship. For you, you might see at the start that it's good, but yet in the end of the day, it's not good. It wasn't good at all. Sometimes take time and you sit down and you think. Sometimes I sit and I'm like, God was right to make me break up with this person, because He knew that this person was not going to be good for me. It was if I was with this person, maybe I wouldn't have achieved what I've achieved in this period. You get it? I've worked on myself. I've improved myself. I've achieved many things. I've got so many titles and all that. You get it? Because He got that person away from my way. You get it? So that is it. That's my last point.